Hello everyone, what is going on? Raven here. Welcome back to the channel. Now I am getting my knowledge today from a Wikipedia site, so if you do not agree with it, well, I guess we'll just see what happens. So today we're going to be talking about some of the pieces and parts of the story that are missed from the Harry Potter books to the Harry Potter film. Again, I'm following the Wikipedia page and what they have written down. So, if you do not agree, let me know. If you feel like there are other things missing, let me know. And let's get right on into it. Number 1 is house points. In the films, house points play a major role only in the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone. In the other films, almost all mention of house points are omitted, except for 2 instances. One in Chamber Secrets, where Professor Sprout gives 10 points to Gryffindor, and the other in Prisoner of Azkaban, when Snape takes 5 points from Gryffindor. There was a 3rd instance in a scene filmed for Goblet of Fire, when Snape takes 10 points from both Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. However, that was cut from the main film shown in theaters. That is part of a, extra thing that is shown in the movies now. So you get to enjoy that little snippet. Number 2, missing characters. There are many characters that play a secondary or even an active role in the books that are completely omitted or barely mentioned in the films. These would be Charles Weasley, Peeves the Poltergeist, Ludo Bagman, Bertha Jorkins, Cuthbert Binns, Andromeda and Ted Tonks, Hestia Jones, Marietta Edgecombe, Winky the House Elf, Marlene McKinnon, and Phineas Nigellus Black. Number 3, the invisibility cloak. The invisibility cloak is used occasionally in the films, but it has a lot more usage in the books. Number 4, the classes. With the exception of the first classes that Harry attends in the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, and most of the classes that introduce a new teacher like Defense Against the Dark Arts class from years 2 to 5, the first Care of Magical Creatures class, and first Divination class in Prisoner of Azkaban, the first Potions class in Half-Blood Prince, classes do not play a major role in the films. Most of the classes that Harry attends in the books are omitted from the films. Throughout the films, we only see 1 Charms lesson, 1 Care of Magical Creatures lesson, no more than 1 Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson each film, except for Prisoner of Azkaban, no History of Magic, no Potion lessons outside the 1st and 6th film, not including the potion scene from Order of the Phoenix that lasted for about 5 seconds, and no Transfiguration outside the 2nd film. We see the Transfiguration class in the 1st film, but not the actual lesson. Number 5, uniforms. In the books, it is never stated that Hogwarts students from different houses wear uniforms, with different colors and crests distinguishing each house. In every film, the uniform has colors and crests distinguishing each house, which is a popular feature in every uniform available to buy. It is unknown what other clothing peoples wear in the books, but in the films, they have a white button shirt, striped necktie in their house colors, black dress shoes, gray V-neck jumpers with house color stripes at the neck, waist, and the ends of the sleeves. Boys wear jumpers and trousers, and the girls wear jumpers or cardigans and skirts. That's interesting to me that in the books they don't have a uniform, but in the films that is such a major role. It's crazy. Now, it goes insanely big from beyond this point. So I'm going to give small little points because they go through every single one. So they go over everything that's different with the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, depending on what kind of book, which one you bought. The film begins with Harry's arrival at Pivot Drive. As a result, everything precedes this point in the book omitted in the film, which, in the very beginning of the book, Vernon Dursley's day at Grunnings and his encounter with the wizards during his lunch break and on the day before Harry arrives, Vernon Dursley notices Minerva McGonagall in her animagus form early in the day, thinking she was reading a map as well as a Privet Drive sign. The existence of Ted and Jim McGuffin, the changed sleeping pattern of the nation's owls, who have been flying in daytime across Britain, the peculiar shooting stars that were reported by the weatherman. The start of the book, Minerva McGonagall in her animagus form has been observing Vernon Dursley prior to her meeting with Dumbledore and Hagrid. While the scene was omitted from the film, it was referenced when McGonagall voiced her objections in leaving Harry in the Dursleys' care when she said she had watched them all day. Dumbledore uses his Deluminator 5 times in the film, however, in the books he clicks it 12 times. This is assuming that the number of street lamps in this is the same. This leaves 7 lights still on in the film, thus giving reference to the magical number of 7. In the books, there is a moment when Dumbledore and McGonagall are discussing about you-know-whose name, and McGonagall then builds up the courage to say it instead of you-know-who. Also, there is no reference to where Hagrid got the motorbike from in the films. However, in the books, Dumbledore asks Hagrid about this, to which he replies, young Sirius Black. In the film, when Albus leaves Harry at the doorstep of the Dursleys' house, he says, good luck, Harry Potter. In the book, he just says, good luck, Harry. This is likely because of the aforementioned omissions. The vanishing glass. This is literally going into the whole zoo and the number of presents Dudley gets for his birthday. And I will admit, having it omitted that the Dursleys attempt to have Harry stay with Arabella Figg is omitted in the film, as well as a mention of her having have broken her leg, and also the possibilities of Harry being watched by Vernon's sister Marge, who hates Harry and Petunia's friend Yvonne, who is on holiday. In the book, before going to the zoo, Vernon tells Harry that if any funny stuff happens, he will be in the cupboard from then until Christmas. In the film, Vernon tells Harry that if any funny business happens, he won't have any meals for a week. Although this happens in the book after the zoo incident, when Vernon says to Harry to go to his cupboard and stay there with no meals. It sounds like they were more cruel in the books. It sounds like a lot of characters are more cruel in the books. Harry states in the second film that the snake at the zoo was a python, but there was a sign in the film saying Burmese python. The snake at the zoo is said to be from Burma. In the book, it is a boa constrictor from Brazil, not a python from Burma. However, both the book and the film reveal the snake was bred in captivity. Curiously, in the Brazilian Portuguese dub of the film, Harry says that the snake comes from Brazil. In the book, the snake addressed Harry as amigo when thanking him for freeing it, presumably a nod by J.K. Rowling to its South American ancestry, as amigo means friend in Portuguese and Spanish. In the film, the snake simply says thanks. The letters from no one. Dudley appears to know about Hogwarts as he stares worriedly at Harry like his parents do. In the books, Dudley does not know about magic when Harry gets his letter. The scene when Harry gets Dudley's second bedroom is omitted. He does get the room in the second film, with the latter film implying that the Dursleys supplied Harry the room after the first year. The scene where Harry and the Dursleys go to a random hotel to get away from the letters was omitted from the film. So instead they went straight to the hut. Because of this, Dudley's line of Daddy's gone mad, hasn't he? Has moved to immediately after Uncle Vernon declares that they're going to move far away to ensure that the owls can't find them. In the book, Dudley says this line only after Vernon pauses driving long enough to do a glance around to see if any owls are following them. The scene with Harry and the Dursleys using a rowboat of the toothless old man to get to the hut is omitted. Therefore, the old man is omitted from the film, but he appears in concept artwork. It is insane to me as to how much is actually removed. Let's skip ahead a little bit. The journey from platform 9 3/4. In the book, Fred and George met Harry at the platform, helped him loading his trunk to the train. Post this, they tell the rest of the family at the platform about this. They later appear with Ron in the train and introduce the boys. While in the film, Ron introduces himself and finds about Harry in the train for the first time. In the book, Harry first learns about the connection between Dumbledore and Flamel in the back of his Chocolate Frogs card. In the film, it is Hermione who comes across the name in a book she picked up for light reading. In a deleted scene of the film, however, you see Harry find the name on a Chocolate Frog card, after which the trio runs off to the library, so it only appears as a mistake. In the book, Neville comes into the compartment where Harry and Ron are sitting, asking if they have seen his toad, which was omitted. Later, Hermione shows up again with Neville asking the same question. In the film, Hermione shows up by herself asking if anyone has seen a toad, that a boy named Neville has lost one. In the book, Draco visits Harry with Crabbe and Goyle in the train compartment to meet the famous Harry Potter. This is where he insults the Weasley family and asks Harry to be his friend. When Harry declines, a fight breaks out. The scene is omitted in the film. However, I will add that in the film, he does offer friendship with Harry only after they make it to Hogwarts. I mean, it is to think that it is completely insane as to how much... I mean, I'm not even halfway through the first book. That is just how much stuff is omitted between the books and the films. I mean, I realized that, you have to shorten things down because of the fact that, the books are so long and they were probably crunched for time. However, I would have loved to have seen a couple of things. I would have loved to see more, I don't want to say more legitness, but I would love to have seen, some of these extra tidbits. If you guys do want to look at this, let me know. It's going to be linked in the description. But it's literally all the books. They have everything. And if you go through the Half-Blood Prince, they have Horace Slughorn, they have the Slug Club, Half-Blood Prince, House of Gaunt, The Secret Riddle, Felix Felicis, Unbreakable Vow. They have everything. Elf Trails, Lord Voldemort's Request, After the Burial, Horcruxes, Septum Sempra, the Deathly Hallows, The Dark Lord Ascending, In Memoriam, Thursday's Departing, The Muggleborn Registration Commission, The Thief, Gringotts, The Final Hiding Place, The Lost Item, Sacking of Severus Snape, Battle of Hogwarts, The Elder Wand. That's just a couple little things. It's like they go through every single chapter of every single book and they compare the book and the film and they write down what thing was omitted or changed. It is completely blowing my mind. I used to watch the films before I read the books. Sorry, it's been a long day. I used to always watch the films. My father and I, we would always watch films, the films all the time together. It was like our thing. We would be able to sit down on the couch together, watch Harry Potter. We would know all the lines, and we thought we knew, and I thought we knew the film. We knew the book well because we knew the films. Now that I'm reading the books and I'm listening to the audiobooks of Harry Potter, I am realizing how much I actually missed because the film did not cover it. The film did not introduce us to it. Things of that nature. Now, I'm going to always be reading the book. I have the audiobook, so I'm always going to be listening to it. I listen to the books almost daily. I'm on book 5, I think, at this point in the audiobook. And then when I'm done, I'm probably going to start them over because you will pick up on different things. So not only am I doing the audiobooks every day or almost every day, I am constantly picking up on new things and I'm constantly getting more joy out of the Harry Potter franchise. And I think that is enough rambling from me for today. Let me know what you all think of this video and some of the things I talked about today in the comment section. Obviously, I did not go over everything. If you do want me to go over it all step by step, chapter by chapter, let me know because that will be a very long playlist. If you do, and there's enough of you that like that idea, I will cover it. Otherwise, this will be very few videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!